All right, everything's up and working. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Good day, everyone. The W is in the house. So appropriate for this MLW discussion. What is up? Oh, man. We're going to talk some MLW. We're going to talk about a little bit of SmackDown from last night and the updated card for WrestleMania. In fact, let me bring up WWE.com in the background here. Make sure I got everything up before we really get started. There we go. All right. Oh, excuse me. My apologies in advance for the way I sound today. I'm going to try my best to get through this, but man, it has not been easy lately. I've been taking an exuberant amount of medications to try to clear this all up, and let's just say it's not working. I'm telling you, there's days like today when I wake up and I just want to, yeah. But we push on, folks. We push on. We not going to give up. Contra is trying to take over. Yes, let's talk about this, shall we? But before we get into all that, I want to tell you, fine folks, about a little something that's going on WrestleMania weekend. My brothers over at the Wrestle Addict family, all a part of the rantwithant.com conglomerate, if you will. There is a gala of sorts going on WrestleMania weekend. So I invite you to go over to rantwithant.com, and also the Fourth Wall podcast is putting on a shindig the day of WrestleMania, a tailgate. I believe it's $5 to get in, and everything that's brought in to this event the day of WrestleMania, it's all, prior, obviously. Everything that they are raising for funds is going to a local Ronald McDonald House, okay, which I think is a tremendous cause. And it's near and dear to their hearts. It's something very personal and dear to them, but they're not just picking something out of a hat and, hey, let's just do this. No, it's something they believe in personally, stuff that they've had experiences with themselves. So if you want to support the Wrestle Addict family and you are going to be in the going to the events surrounding WrestleMania and you want to get involved with some some local charities and some great podcast families. I'm one of the very few from the family that's not going. So I'm doing what I can from, way over here in little old Wisconsin to do my part to talk about it and promote it whenever I'm on here. And I know this, depending on what I'm talking about, hits different audiences, which is why I'm talking about it so much. So it's not trying to beat a, what's the expression? Beat a dead horse, whatever, It's just I'm trying to do my part because obviously I'm not going there, unfortunately. I'll be there in spirit, though. Believe me, trust me. I'm a proud member of the Rant With Ant and Wrestle Addict family. And like I said, unfortunately, this week I didn't put up the audio because I went back and I usually download my Impact Wrestling audio or the video from the YouTube stream, and the audio sounded like crap, which is why I didn't put it up this week. So I apologize again. Jesse Cole's in the chat. What is up? How's it going? You get a too sweet back to you, sir. Thank you. Think the Ronald house is a great. Too bad the restaurant sucks. You're so goofy. I don't know. That Big Mac's kind of yummy. Don't get me talking about food. I'll get hungry again. You should tailgate at the MLW show. Oh, the local one. Yes, I heard the tickets for the Milwaukee MLW show went on sale, except for breakfast. I am a fan of their eggs and pancakes and biscuit breakfast myself. And just pour syrup all over it. My wife said she's going to bring home donuts later today. It's like I got up this smart. Trust me, we'll get to the MLW in a second, but I got to get this off my chest. I wake up this morning, not feeling really well. And the first thing out of my wife's mouth to me is, I was going to get donuts. And I was like, and? How do you start talking about donuts in the morning to someone who loves donuts? I mean, I am what you would call a donut whore. Okay, I am horrible with donuts. You put donuts in front of me, look out. I will destroy some donuts, especially those little soft glazed ones, like the Krispy Kreme ones. Oh, get out of here. You better bring me my own box. I am horrible with them. I should only eat one or two. But that is damn near impossible with me, okay? So she said she's going to bring some home later. And I said, donuts for dinner? Why not, right? As you get older, you kind of throw the rules of what's proper for what meal out the dinner, It's like the classic Bill Cosby thing. Chocolate cake for breakfast? Coming right up. Oh, but we don't talk about Bill Cosby. Oh. All right. So let's talk about some MLW, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of WrestleMania card news as of stuff that happened last night on the SmackDown. So we're going to talk about MLW 48. Nice little show. Lots happened on it. We've got some great character development. Some guys up and coming on this show that I'm really excited for. And, and some of them you see on other shows, but it's interesting to separate the brands. It's almost like, two separate, it's like you see similar characters or the same characters, but it's two separate universes. You know what I mean? So let's start out with this match that happened. And the winner for this is going on to perform in the Battle Riot that's going on early April. They got two events going on. They got the Battle Riot, and then they got one more. I'm forgetting it. It's all happening pre WrestleMania weekend. Okay. Um, but the one is the Battle Riot. So we got the veteran, who I believe now is a free agent, DJZ, against the up and coming, who we saw in another show that I just talked about, Ace Austin. Tremendous to see him on this brand as well. I believe we've seen him on here before. I don't think this was his debut. I could be wrong. I'm a little rusty on my MLW stuff, um, but nonetheless, he's still fairly new to this brand. These two absolutely tore the house down. Great match between these two. Very similar styles. So for a guy like DJZ to go up against an up and comer like Ace Austin, and Ace Austin beat him, by the way, to go on to get to step foot, to get his entrance into the Battle Riot, which is similar to a Royal Rumble, but it's different. It's the same but different. It's a great concept. And it's something that I gotta say that this brand did very well over the course of this last year when Tom Lawler wrestled at the last one, won. I believe he was the last elimination. Yeah. Say that 10 times real fast. The last elimination from there, I believe, was Swagger. Jack Swagger, Jake Hagar, and since then built up this thing very slowly from like last fall. They were quiet about it for a while. I mean, let's be real. It's not easy to build up something over the course of a year. You got to book it smartly. You can't beat it to death every week. You got to pinpoint it at certain times, keep the story going. Lucha Underground was something that was a brand that was very good with that as well. Excuse me. So over the course of this past year, they had Tom Lawler talking about fighting Low Key, and they kept Low Key champ this whole time and built up this invincibility factor with Low Key, saying that he's been undefeated for how many years and champ for however many days it was, and then finally pitted the two against each other recently, and Tom Lawler beat him. So, that was some good storytelling. It's like Selena De La Renta over the course of this last year just kept throwing stuff at Tom and throwing stuff at Tom and beating him down, and had people from Tom's this was significant. Had people from Tom's own team turn on him and and beat him down. Simon Gotch. Oh, we'll talk. We'll talk about Simon Gotch too in a little bit. If you haven't seen these, if he sees this, he's probably going to block me, but I really don't care. Well, I care, but I don't care. Have you seen the Enzo Amore little videos that have come out from this title match YouTube? He did a shoot interview, and they keep releasing these little snippets of subjects that Enzo Amore discusses. And one of them was about this whole thing with Simon Gotch. Because if you watch YouTube on a regular basis, you see up on the right-hand corner is usually something related to Simon Gotch burying Enzo Amore. Well, in this interview, Enzo Amore ends up talking about this whole thing with Simon Gotch and kind of talks about how this all started. And the story, whether you like Enzo Amore or not, the story is great and it's absolutely hilarious. Talks about a promo that was cut back in early NXT days when both teams were right, Enzo and Cass and Simon Gotch and the name is escaping me. The singer. Can't think of his name. The tag team. They were the villains or something. Someone in the chat will come up with it. They always do. Anyways. So he's trying to come out. He's trying to impress him. And he says something to the effect of, and Simon Gotch has got titties like a 65-year-old woman. How you doing? Simon Gotch is in the back with his Andre the Giant leotard, pulls a strap up over his nipple. Double pop. You wonder why there's so much hate from Simon Gotch to Enzo. It's effing priceless. I replayed this thing like 5 times. It was just about damn near peeing myself. It's a great story. Go check it out. Go look it up. Back to MLW. I know we're talking about it's like I'm going to bury Contra and Simon Gotch and his 65-year-old, looking old man titties. Oh. No, I do love Simon Gotch. He is a great wrestler. But damn. So I mean, hey, he's kind of revamped himself a little bit with this Contra thing. He cut his hair, shaved his classic arm bar, whatever you call it, mustache, shaved it all off, has no more Andre Tard, if you will. And it's really a great group. It really is. All right, let me jump in the chat here for a minute before I continue with this. Demon Rock says, okay, here's my top 5 indie promotions right now. Number 5, PCW Ultra, Rockstar. 3, Destiny. 2, Beyond Wrestling / WWR. Number 1, Freelance from Chicago. I've heard of them. By the way, Smiley Kylie uses the Freelance Championship, not Women's World. Oh, okay. Aiden English, thank you. He's married to Shaul Guerrero. That I knew. That I knew. Thank you. Shaul Guerrero, who is currently doing all the ring announcing for the WOW brand, the Women of Wrestling, the WOW superheroes on Access TV. So good on that. Yeah, there's some good promotions there. They do some great stuff. I see snippets every once in a while. Freelance, I'm a little less familiar with because Chicago is actually booming with indie stuff right now, especially AAW and all those guys. So we get an update from Dr. Nelson Swegler. Name is priceless. Doctor, if I had a doctor with that name and that talked to me the way this guy talked, dear God. Have you ever heard of patient confidentiality? Okay, bye. In the words of Chris Jericho, what an ass clown. Smiley Kylie is from Chicago. Are you talking about the one that just got signed to AEW? The one with the big smile on the t-shirt? She's got some new gear out. So yeah, we get an update on, not such an update on Tom Lawler after his beatdown from Contra. Uh, just saying he's got all these things wrong with him. Yes. Okay. Thank you. He's got all these non-specific things wrong with him, but no big um answer from the doctor. Say he might be back soon. It's a day-to-day thing, or he may never come back ever again. So I mean, it's a really broad spectrum. We really don't have any clue how bad this beatdown was from Contra. But let me tell you, um, if I sustained injuries from a splash off the top of a cage in Chi-Town from a 200, almost 300-pound plus Samoan Fatu, I don't think I would be around for a very long time. What did he say? He also said possible bruised and or broken ribs. I think I'd have a lot more broken than that. That was pretty badass, I gotta say. That beatdown from that whole crew was tremendous. Jackson Parker in the chat. Was it a real doctor? No. No, it wasn't. It was storyline. No, but it was very entertaining nonetheless. Um, Next we have. Oh, so I was gonna say. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a build up to. There's still some mystery about this group Contra. We've seen the three out two times now, and I'm getting to the second attack in a second here. You got Fatu, you got Simon Gotch. Um, it's still a little hard to say who's the leader of this. I don't think it's Gotch. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's Gotch. I think it's this other guy, Joseph. What did they say his name is? Joseph Samael. It's the Sheik from the indie scene. Um, are you streaming later? Possibly. By the way, Smiley Carly is facing Mercedes for the Phoenix in 2 weeks. I'm excited. Cool. You're getting it on Fight. Oh, cool. Is that for the Rise promotion? I think they call that the Phoenix Championship. And Mercedes is champion there, wasn't it? So she took it away from Tessa at some point, obviously. Interesting. You stream it later. Yeah, I might be later tonight. I'm trying to catch up on everything. I got some WoW I gotta talk about. But thanks for joining in, Parker. And if you haven't subbed yet, if you are new, make sure you smash that like button and smash that sub button. It's their first iPay-per-view. Interesting. So yeah, I think the Sheik is the head of this Contra group. Honestly. You've been subbed for I don't know how long. Oh, hey, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. You get a too sweet. A new name. Now I missed his debut. I can go back and watch the episode. I just wasn't covering it because I was gone for a bit. Another new face to this brand is Alexander Hammerstone. Now, I've been following Hammerstone for a little bit now. I'm more familiar with him from seeing his clips from the Vegas scene, from FSW, fighting guys like Kevin Cross, um, guys on the West Coast. He was also a part of Ring Warriors when I was talking about that. Still haven't heard any updates on that. I was emailing back and forth with one of the head guys for a while. I should email him again and see if there's any updates. Um, maybe even get him on here for an interview. We'll see. I don't know if he does that kind of stuff. Be interesting. Or get him on here when there is some updates. And then recently, right around the new year, Alexander Hammerstone went through this like metamorphosis and completely changed his look. He kind of looked like a cross between a classic Triple H and Lex Luger. And I mean that as a compliment. A lot of people compared him to that. Tremendous wrestler, kind of a power guy, which is why I threw in the Lex Luger, you know. And I loved Lex Luger back in the day, which is why I was kind of drawn to this guy. I was like, oh, someone like Luger. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's what I grew up on. Saturday mornings, Ric Flair, Four Horsemen, Sting, classic Sting, I Thought Fade, and Luger, Steiner Brothers. I don't know why that censored you. That's crazy. Hammerstone is also in PCW Ultra. Cool. By the way, I think that's one of the brands that's over on powerslam.tv. There's a link down in this, not a link, but a code down in the description if you want a free month and you want to go check that out. Defy's on there, AAW, along with some tremendous documentaries and women's wrestling as well. I haven't promoted that in a while. I really should do that more often. New Japan was good today. I don't watch too much New Japan. I watch like the bigger events, but I gotta admit, here I am, Captain ADD, just all over the place. It's a thing. I'll be honest. I think there's been a disconnect since Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks and the guys from AEW left. And I don't think I'm the only one. But I know they still have plenty of tremendous talent and good stuff going on. I just haven't watched it in a while. But thank you. So, but yeah, Alexander Hammerstone, and he's in the hallway. He's on the phone with someone, and he's talking about something about a group with a dynasty or something like that. So I don't know if that means that maybe he's going to join the Hart Foundation dynasty. Like, are they going to bring him in and, I don't know. It's interesting. Or maybe they're going to build a group around Hammerstone. Hard to say. He's really new to this brand, so this is all just very new. But I could tell they're going to, if the response is positive enough, they're going to build stuff around this guy, and I can feel something coming. Sometimes I can, you get that feeling like, ooh, there's a guy. There's a guy they're going to do something with. You know what I mean? So we see Alexander Hammerstone versus Isaiah Velasquez, who apparently is a local guy from Chi-Town who got a nice little pop. Alexander Hammerstone got a reaction too. We got plenty of boos. Which, hey, if you're new to a brand and you can draw this kind of reaction, that's a positive thing. Cheers or boos. If all there is crickets, you're missing something. You know what I mean? I will get Power Slam TV again when I get my Xbox. I want to let you know though something. The promo code for that's in the description is for the like desktop version only. I don't think it's for the app or the other sources of where you can get powerslam.tv. I know I've got written something down in the description there for more details. Watch it through the Edge browser. I've never heard of that. Okay. But yeah, good match between Alexander Hammerstone and Isaiah Velasquez. He really clobbers this kid. This kid is probably about half his size. Alexander Hammerstone is a big guy. He really is. And I love his new look. It's really slick. I mean, he cut off like almost all of his hair. He's got this like spike now. He wears the shades, comes out with the purple leather jacket. I mean, it's really a new look for him. So, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. And I'm hoping we can also he was on an explosion episode of Impact recently. The last time they did the Vegas tapings. Now I know Hammerstone signed something with MLW, so I don't know if he's exclusive or if Impact can use him too. Because I know the two have been working together well. So we'll see. We may see him more than you think. We'll see. We'll see. But I'd love to see him on Impact too, because I think that's a guy they can really build as far as like a homegrown talent, if you will, you know. And Hammerstone is also punched his card for the Battle Riot 2 as well. So, and if you look at the social media, there was a little back and forth between Hammerstone and Tom Lawler. And I was like, ooh, a year buildup or maybe or so for, if they did, like I said, what they did between what they did between Lawler and Low Key. I would love to see that again between someone like Hammerstone and Tom Lawler. Two completely different types of, brands, characters, wrestling styles, So, hey, if they make this happen, we'll see. But I'd love to see it. Because I kind of feel like Tom Lawler at the time last year when he won this, I kind of feel like he was a bit of an unknown. And then over the course of a year was really built up to something special with the MLW fans. I feel like Hammerstone could be built to the same thing, Next week, we are going to get MJF. What the hell was I writing? Oy, my notes. Hey! Holiday and MJF versus the Dynasty of the Hart Foundation for the Tag Team Championships. The promos put on by both guys, tremendous. You got to see it. They also talk about the road to Battle Riot 2 with 40 men, starting out with two guys and someone entering once every minute. So it's a little more fast paced than a Royal Rumble, per se, where that's every 5 minutes, I believe. By the way, I already used the code, so I can't use it again. Well, you should have kept it and signed up. No, I hear you. Or make a new email. I don't know. It's so oh, so there's that. And then we get the match, the headlining match between Ace Romero. Love AC baby. Huge pop in Chicago for this show. And I love his entrance music too. It's a version of the Killers' Who's the Man or I'm the Man or whatever that song is. Catchy tune. Those boys are really gonna go someplace. So we got Simon Gotch trying to get some revenge on Ace Romero from several weeks ago when Ace Romero beat him for that multi-$1,000 challenge. Ace Romero, of course, wins with racist fans. Ross, I heard somebody got spiked. You beat me to it. Yes. And when did God shave? He shaved after that Enzo Amore interview where he's talking about his 65-year-old woman bitch titties. Oh, God. I am so going to get blocked. Don't tell Gotch I said that. Like I said, I do love Simon Gotch. Tremendous performer. I love this new group. But damn, that's funny. Contra attacks Ace Romero just as this match really gets started. And Joseph, I'm just going to call him the Sheik, okay? The Sheik comes in with the spike, and Ace Romero earns himself a crimson mask. And they just clobber the crap out of him. They really do. They put him through hell. Do you have an Apple Mac? Because if you have a PC, you know what an Edge browser, unless it. No, I've got an. What the hell is this? Intel. Whatever this thing is. I've had this for a few years now. It's not an Apple. It's not a Mac. It's what I don't know. Computer terminology. It's not a Mac. Microsoft, yes. Microsoft. There you go. It's an Asus Microsoft brand. It's which an interesting. You've got a gaming PC. I hear you. Interesting thing about this Asus computer when Windows 10 came out, this is one of the few PCs around that is not compatible with Windows 10. As strange as that sounds, I downloaded it. It messed this thing up. I had to have the whole thing wiped. Lost all my shit a few years ago, whenever that came out, 2, 3, whatever, 4 years ago, whenever that came out. And I had to put install 8 back on it, plus my movie maker because that got wiped out by Windows 10 because it's not compatible with that, which is what I was using at the time for a lot of my editing shit. Internet Explorer. I used the Googly Chrome, whatever it's called. I use Firefox once in a while with when someone I'm watching something on another site and it doesn't jive with Google Chrome, I'll use Firefox. But anyways, Xbox gives you a browser to stream websites. Yeah, yeah, I hear you there. That works okay. I think with the Xbox it probably works better than it did with the 360. I couldn't do crap with the 360. It was horrible. And it was really hard if you were doing it with a regular joystick. If you had a little like a mini keyboard or something, then you're set. But anyways, I'm all over the place. These guys. No, I love my chatters. So that's it for this MLW episode. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm going to get into some SmackDown. So if you want to stick around for that. But yeah, tremendous episode number 48, MLW. This whole Contra thing. They're building up this. It's kind of like, it's another heel faction where they come in and they've got an agenda, you know? So it's great to see something new. Some new faces. Fatu, the Sheik joining Simon Gotch. They got a whole flag thing going on here. I know the Sheik and another brand, I believe, was called War Beast or something like that, or the group was called War Beast. This is like another version of that or something. I'm not sure where that was. But anyways. So yeah, good stuff. I mean, bad for AC baby. Poor guy. I didn't do any notes for I was starting to watch that. Damn ADD, you start watching something and then no, I'm not interested. I'm gonna go do something else. It's a thing. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last night. We are on the road to WrestleMania. In fact, you know what? We're going to take just a really, really quick break. I'm going to go get a refill of this. I will be right back and we'll talk some road to WrestleMania. All right. Thank you for sticking around. Actually, we don't need these. We checked the audio. We're all good. This thing still on? All right. So, was watching SmackDown, and I was going to do a separate review for this last night, and I didn't have it in me to do it. Just wasn't feeling well. Okay, we'll just say that. So we're pushing through, and then I'm like, I'll combine these today. We'll do the MLW, and we'll talk a little bit of Road to WrestleMania, some results from SmackDown last night. Man, this whole buildup with Kofi, I tell you, it's like a sure thing with Kofi headlining Mania. And I want to, I saw something online. I want to talk about this for a second. I saw someone online comment on Kofi. Some people really lose their mind over this shit. It's not worth, as a wrestling fan, losing your mind over it. You've heard the term headlining WrestleMania in reference to being on the card at WrestleMania. Okay. A lot of people say, okay, we still don't know what the headline match is going to be. We're pretty sure it's Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte, which would be tremendous. Okay. Great for the women. But someone threw out the term today, hoping for Kofi being able to headline with Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens. You know, and this guy angrily, you could tell he was upset when he typed this. All caps. No, I'm kidding. Caps lock. Said something like, how the hell can someone who didn't even win the Royal Rumble headline WrestleMania? And so I kindly explained to him what I just said. I said a lot of people consider being on the card of WrestleMania, it's referenced as headlining WrestleMania. Like if you make it to the dance, you're considered a headliner. No matter where you are in the card, even if you don't go on last. I know you've heard this before, so I'm just talking about it for a bit. Like, I'm sure the reference is going to come up for the Usos and the Hardys because you can tell they're building this. They're starting the little. They're talking back and forth on social media. They're talking about it in the videos. Except for the pre-show, because the pre-show apparently doesn't even get on the DVD. Well put, Demon Rocks. That's a reference to this guy right here. And Neville. Well, Neville's up. He's up. You can't see him. Where did he go? Oh, he's in the corner up there. I had a 3-pack with Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, and Neville. I thought that was pretty badass. I had to get that. Kind of rare. Baron Corbin sucks. I would say this. I would say the booking of Baron Corbin sucks. Me personally. I like Baron Corbin. I like what his character used to be, his badass. Then he turned into a corporate putz. I think he still is a badass, but no, he does. Okay. I'll let you think that. So I just wanted to talk about that for a second. This whole it's a matter of opinion because it's talked about so much. Some people say, "Oh, I'm on the card for WrestleMania. I'm headlining WrestleMania." Okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? And then there's some people who say, "No, if you're not headlining WrestleMania, you're not headlining WrestleMania." You didn't like him in NXT either? Oh, well, there you go. See, there's a guy that just didn't see it, and that's okay. That's okay. And it also looks like he's not going to face Roman if that makes you feel any better. It's going to be Drew McIntyre, which I think is pretty awesome. Good for him. Um, but talking about SmackDown and this whole thing with Kofi, it's almost painful to watch because they're doing big things with him. It's just getting to the dance in that point and what they're torturing the New Day with and Kofi. The promo that Kofi cut last night, tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. And what the other guys said too, between Big E and Xavier, backing him up. And then Vince McMahon, like, you got to beat this guy. You got to beat this guy. You got to beat, what did he throw out, like 5 or 6 guys at the end there? And then they went off the air. Oh, I wanted to throw my shoe at my TV. I was so pissed. It's like, oh my God. You're killing me with this Kofi story. It's like I said, it's just getting to the end game because now you know that they are going to do something special with Kofi. But man, it's another thing of kind of like what they did with Becky. My eyes today. They're almost overdoing it. It's like, come on, it's overkill. We're gonna throw 30 men at you, and you gotta beat them all to get to WrestleMania. Damn it! Fucking A, really, dude? Holy shit. So yeah, apparently that gauntlet is gonna happen next week. Or it happened after SmackDown? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen next week. But this whole beatdown happened, or attempt of a beatdown, and they still stood tall in the ring, like, and they're all mad, like, come on. So it's kind of like a build up like Daniel Bryan. It's dumb that they turned Ali heel. They turned Ali heel? Okay, I missed that. Was that on 205 Live that they did that? Or is he even on there? I must have missed something. And this Shane O'Mac thing. So we're getting The Miz versus Shane O'Mac. Shane McMahon. And he comes out there with the trophy. We haven't seen this trophy since he won it. Have we? Of course, I wasn't watching much over the course of the last several months. I'm really getting into this again. But damn. I like The Miz. I love The Miz. Okay, I have a huge respect for The Miz. And I've said this once before, so it's kind of like beating a dead horse, but I'm going to say it again for the sake of it. I think it's valuable here. I feel like when The Miz headlined WrestleMania with John Cena, then The Rock came in and that whole thing, I don't feel like The Miz deserved that back then. And I could pretty damn well be sure that I'm not the only one that felt that way. But I feel like over the course of the last, was that 10 years ago? That was a while ago. I feel like The Miz has become an incredible part of the roster and is probably definitely still one of the top guys as far as talent and deserving mic skills, the whole package being used in a promotional sense as well, which is why they send him all over the world for these things, because he is a top brand guy. Turn him into the guy on the reality show. That's how you make him a face. Well, season 2 of The Miz and whatever, Miz and the show he has with his wife on USA. I watched some of last season. It's funny as hell. Season 2 is coming out, so which is probably why they're doing this. But I liked it. Miz and Miss. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and I even had a chance to meet him in Milwaukee last year. And that was cool. That was cool. I mean, he is so the professional and so good at what he does. And I mean, I'll admit it. I was starstruck when I met him. Okay? And he was Intercontinental Championship at the time, and he even put, I was just like, "Hey, okay, I'm going to stand next to him." And he's like, "Would you like to hold the championship?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was squeaked out a little, "Uh-huh." He put it on my shoulder, and I was just like, "Oh shit, this is cool." It's like got my picture taken with him, um, and then went to Raw later that night. So yeah, that was that was a great memory, and I did a whole day in the life video of that too, which had highlights from Raw and everything. That's back. Oh, geez, it's that video is about a year old now. So yeah, I love the Miz. Tip a beer with, yeah. Um, and pick his brain. What a great opportunity to do that if you had the chance someday. A guy like the Miz, who's gone through everything and anything a guy could go through in the WWE, from holding championships to being in the top tag team to being on the top of the mountain with a guy like John Cena. Wow, um, he is awesome. And so turning him face, because as they were doing this whole Shane McMahon and Miz thing, that's one of the things I was very curious about. I'm like, okay, how are they going to do this? Shane McMahon has been a baby face, a white bread baby face ever since he's come back. The crowd, he comes out, the crowd loves him. Did you see him on SmackDown? He comes out, he didn't do the I'm gonna break my damn chair and kill myself. He he didn't do his shtick. He just came out stone faced. I ain't dancing, you motherfucker. I ain't dancing. Screw you guys. He's pulling a Ronda. And we haven't seen this side of Shane in such a long time. But he's got it in him. And we're seeing it again. And he's so good at it. Of course he's good at it. He's a freaking McMahon. He's been doing this 20 plus years on and off. What is the beer from Milwaukee? You talking about the one I used to drink on here all the time? Hams, Pabst, one of those. Hams, the beer refreshing. I haven't had a Hams. I haven't had a beer in months. My goodness. Going straight edge, folks. No, no, I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood for it. Shit, we hit an hour. I better keep this going. All right, but nonetheless, great to see the Miz and Shane McMahon together. They are making Miz a face. I don't think he was out this week. I think it was just Shane McMahon. Obviously selling the beatdown. I'm sure we'll see Miz back next week. And I'm sure we're gonna have the Miz show. He'll bring Shane on and kick his ass or something. Um, you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see The Miz get some muscle, but that's a little more heelish. Maybe we'll see some new muscle, kind of like what Daniel Bryan's doing with Eric Rowan. Maybe Harper will help Shane McMahon. How about that? That'd be kind of cool. I don't want to overthink this, but maybe they won't put anyone else in this. They'll just keep it mano y mano. Excuse me. So there's that. So that's official. Miz versus Shane. We talked about the whole build up with Kofi. Randy Orton and AJ Styles. I believe that's official. Those two started it's a very interesting poll on on WWE.com. Is AJ Styles or Randy Orton more responsible for SmackDown Live's success? Interesting poll. Your choices obviously are AJ Styles, a phenomenal one, has carried the blue brand on his shoulders since the brand split and is truly the face that runs the place. Or Randy Orton, the Viper, has been a part of Team Blue's makeup since 2002 and is an integral part of the brand's legacy. I picked Randy Orton, and I'll be honest. I mean, okay, I love both of them. Okay. But you think it's AJ's last match in the WWE? I have not heard if he's re-signed yet. So there's that. I'm sure that news will come out if and when he does. Many are assuming he is going to stay with the WWE, but everyone he knows is going to be off somewhere else. The club is leaving in September. But AJ's contract is up, I think, when Dean's is. April-ish. So we're going to have Randy versus AJ. Randy versus AJ. It'll be interesting to see if they involve anyone else. Like I said, anyone else from this. If the club gets involved in this for like old time's sake, for one last hurrah, with the two, because the whole Too Sweet thing was brought up, So yeah, I loved the promo that went on between the two. I felt it was like really well done. And Randy Orton, as of late, over the last several years, the one word that describes him from I think a lot of fans is boring. I feel like what he cut last night was tremendous. It shows some old school talent. He's got it. He just doesn't show it off much. So there's that. Oh, that gauntlet match with gauntlet match next Tuesday is Orton, Samoa Joe, The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, and Eric Rowan. Those 5 guys are going to get thrown at Kofi. And there's probably going to be more knowing Vince McMahon. So that's going on. Ray beat Samoa Joe in that tag match. So that may be what they take to Mania for the United States Championship. I would not mind that. Um, and I honestly wouldn't know who to root for. As much as I wanted to see Samoa do, yeah, wow. As much as I wanted to see Samoa Joe do an open challenge and call out someone and have John Cena show up, I think John Cena is going to be Kurt Angle's last match, honestly. And I'd be okay with that. NXT, the main roster, Iconics, Archer. Yeah, could be. Gunner. I don't know about Gunner. He's in that new group on NXT. They're like soldiers or something. Our truth. Yeah, I'm sure there is going to be some kind of spring cleaning after WrestleMania or right before WrestleMania. That happens too sometimes, unfortunately. Um, let's see. So yeah, Orton, AJ Styles, excited about that. Excuse me. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, was last night the first night that we have not seen um not Lana. Miss I can't think of what the hell her name is. That comes out strutting every week. See, that's how rememberable she is because that's all they have her do. Can't even think of the chick's name. She's one of the latest call-ups. Who's rumored to face Asuka, but I don't think we even saw her last night. What the hell's her name? The Forgotten Sons. Yeah, those guys. They're trying to do something with them. Who knows? I can't think of what the hell this woman's name is. Buddy Murphy's old tag team partner group with Gunner. Yeah, yeah, he's in there too. And then there's some other guy. It's three. There's three of them. So yeah, we got some new guys on the card for WrestleMania. Shane Miz, Orton, Styles, and then they're probably building up this whole thing between Joe and Rey Mysterio, and give Rey Mysterio like one last big hurrah on the dance. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about. So some interesting little nuggets. He was a tag team champion. Sad. Yeah, and he also had they also had Alexa Bliss with them back then too. Murphy and Murphy and what's his face? I can't think. That was a few years ago. Oh, and Alexa Bliss is gonna headline is gonna host. She's gonna host WrestleMania. What? Claiming that she's more electrifying than The Rock. I don't think so. That was, and apparently she's cleared to wrestle too. Alexa was dating him. Yeah, she was dating him. Yeah, the other guy, not Murphy. Murphy's still. I don't think she was dating Buddy Murphy, was she? I thought she was dating the other guy. Maybe it was Buddy Murphy. Say that goes back. Can't remember. So yeah. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Crazy road to WrestleMania that's forming now because we literally have what 4 weeks, just less than 4 weeks away. Um, Great episode of MLW. And then later tonight, if I'm up for it, we're going to talk some Women of Wrestling. We'll talk about the season finale, what all happened there between Tessa and Havoc and the first women's tag team match on that show for this season on Access TV. I dropped my pen. It could stay down there. So, yeah, I'm going to try to come back later tonight for that and then follow up on any other news that develops throughout the day. Sometimes something happens. We'll see what happens. Other than that, we'll just save it for the ladies this evening. All right. You guys have a good one. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget to smash that like button and smash that sub button and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. We out here.